Good morning. Back in the office. I'm still in a nondescript, undisclosed location. Well, not really. But good morning. It's TJ McCormick with Sing the Word. Right there, it says it. It must be true. And this song, if you watched yesterday, might look familiar. But it's way different. No, it's not. But I would like to present to you the reimagined, reinvented, reworked version of Your Inheritance. Psalm 106, verses 3 through 5 out of the NASB Bible. Sorry. How blessed are those who keep justice, who practice righteousness at all times. Remember me, O Lord, in your favor toward your people. Visit me with your salvation. How blessed are those who keep justice, who practice righteousness at all times. Remember me, O Lord, in your favor toward your people. Visit me with your salvation, that I may see the prosperity of your chosen ones, that I may rejoice in the gladness of your nation. See the prosperity of your chosen ones, that I may glory with your inheritance, with your inheritance. How blessed are those who keep justice, who practice righteousness at all times. Remember me, O Lord, in your favor toward your people. Visit me with your salvation. How blessed are those who keep justice, who practice righteousness at all times. Remember me, O Lord, in your favor toward your people. Visit me with your salvation, that I may see the prosperity of your chosen ones, that I may rejoice in the gladness of your nation. See the prosperity of your chosen ones, that I may glory with your inheritance. See the prosperity of your chosen ones, that I may rejoice in the gladness of your nation. See the prosperity of your chosen ones, that I may glory with your inheritance, with your inheritance, your inheritance. Oh, man, that takes a lot of breath. Well, as you know, this is TJ McCormick with Sing the Word, and if you didn't know, welcome. And today we are talking about your inheritance. Okay, now, one of the worst things about people dying is that the wolves come out, especially, the family members that want to steal from each other. They want to somehow get an upper hand. It started with Jacob, so I'm not even going to go there. But Jacob got Abraham's blessing. You might know the story. He dressed up like Esau, and he put on like a hairy coat or hat, or I don't know what he did. But somehow, old Abraham, mostly blind, just touched, the hairy person in front of him and said, "Okay, Esau, here's your blessing." Well, as it turns out, that's not exactly what should have happened, because in the Old Testament, the oldest son gets the blessing. Well, Jacob wasn't the oldest son. They were twins, and that's a long story. Anyways, inheritance. We're going to talk about your inheritance, so don't worry. We're not going to talk about dead people and wills and all that stuff. We serve a true and living God, and our inheritance is How blessed are those who keep justice, who practice righteousness, who practice righteousness at all times. Okay, we're setting the stage here for the type of person that this psalm is involved with. So it looks like you need to keep justice and practice righteousness at all times. Okay, there's no off times for your justice or your righteousness. It's all times. Now, it's pretty hard to do that because we are sinners in sinful bodies. Redeemed by God, being transformed from glory to glory. But transformed is a process, so we're not there yet. But anyways, if you are involved with the covenant and if you practice justice and righteousness, you can say the next part. Remember me, O Lord, in your favor toward your people. Boy, this is a recurring theme in Psalms. Remember me, Lord. It's not like God has to take, the pills that help you remember better. God has perfect memory. But God also doesn't mind if you reach out to him and say, remember me, God. Because you kind of know he does. But in this case, he is, shall we say, being beseeched, if you will. Remember me, Lord, in your favor. Oh, keep praying for God's favor. And pray that prayer over others as well. God's favor is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And God does favor those that he loves, his family, those who serve him, who follow him. So just pray over yourself. God, give me your favor. Hey, that's a cool prayer. And the cooler prayer, well, it's kind of hard to be cooler than God, so. But another cool prayer is to pray favor over your friends. Lord, I pray favor over those people that love you. And you've got a list probably in your heart right now. Visit me with your salvation. Again, God's salvation comes to us under the covenant. And the covenant, the old covenant was sacrifices and abstaining and doing stuff and all the stuff. The new covenant, Jesus did everything that was required to basically fulfill the covenant. He lived a life of sinlessness. He did all the things that were required in the law of him. And then when he hung on the cross and bled for us, that covered all of our sins. And we're done. Okay, so if you keep justice, practice righteousness, and you're visited by God with his salvation, and don't forget the favor. God asked the favor and ask God to remember you. So once you've gotten all this down, that I may, that's kind of like a because or a therefore. And it was funny in Bible school 8 million years ago. We always were asked to wonder what the therefore was there for. And what's the that I may therefore? Well, the that I may there is therefore the next couple lines. See the prosperity of your chosen ones, that I may rejoice in the gladness of your nation. So this is very interesting. And I said this yesterday, so I'm sorry this isn't new, but I'm gonna toss out that last one because my song this time was a little better. Not quite perfect, but I'm getting there. And I love that. Oh, that was inspired yesterday. I was at the coffee shop. I had to do jury duty. I thought I was going to be on jury duty all week, so that was going to be a long week. However, the witness showed up and the defendant decided that since they found this woman who was going to be very hard to find, she was homeless, but somehow she got in the courtroom and she testified, and at that moment they excused us, and about 2 hours later, maybe closer to 2.5 hours later, the jury all traipsed back into the jury room, and we were told that he pled guilty. So off we went. We got to be free. Yes, so great. So here's that whole idea of seeing prosperity. That's all you need. You don't need to be prosperous. This person just wanted to see the prosperity of your chosen ones, that I may rejoice. He wanted to party with these guys. But trust me, it's not that kind of party. I'm sure there's really good food. These guys knew how to barbecue. My wonderful gastronomic senses would have loved to hang with these guys because they were constantly burning offerings. And that offering, man, they probably knew how to cook that food because they got to eat it afterwards. It was awesome. So see the prosperity of your chosen ones, that I may rejoice in the gladness of your nation. Man, it's good to hang around rich, happy people. Just saying. And this next part, see the prosperity, isn't in the Bible. Again, it's one of those things where I just kind of repeat it. But the last part is that I may glory with your inheritance. So again, this person doesn't necessarily have to have the inheritance. And I love that. Folks, if you're not blessed, if you got money problems, ask God for favor. Ask God to visit you with salvation. But in the meantime, and as you're waiting for the gifting and the blessing, keep justice, practice righteousness, and keep seeking salvation from God. I think I barely got time for one more lap around this. Sorry. How blessed are those who keep justice, who practice righteousness at all times. Remember me, O Lord, in your favor toward your people. Visit me with your salvation, that I may see the prosperity of your chosen ones, that I may rejoice in the gladness of your nation. See the prosperity of your chosen ones, that I may glory with your inheritance, with your inheritance. Oh my goodness. Today's Wednesday. Now, it's the middle of the week. Don't worry. You're going to make it through if you got problems. If you don't have problems, rejoice because you got more days this week to hang out. It's hot in Las Vegas, but don't worry. God is that cool living water that's going to refresh and quench our thirst. May the word of Christ dwell in you richly in all wisdom, teaching, admonishing one another with psalms, hymns, spiritual songs, singing the word with grace in your hearts to the Lord. I will see you tomorrow, Lord willing. Bye-bye.